الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه ومن اهتدى بهداه إلى يوم الدين. أما بعد, my brothers and sisters, I greet you with Islamic greeting. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Our topic is about very important matter concerning family. Our lecture or our topic or our episode for today is about how to build righteous family. In other words, how do we build good Muslim family? You know, my brothers and sisters, when any one of us wanted to build a house or a building, he searched for a long time to find a very good lot. He definitely will check the humidity of the soil. He will be careful about to find this lot in a very good location, in a good locality, in a very good district. And he will also choose the best engineer, and he will do the best illustration. He will find also the best, the one who can give him a very good looking house or a very good looking building. And because he wants his building or his villa to be the best. So if this is the case, when we want to build a house made out of what? Steel, cement, concrete, blocks, and that whatever that house will be or this villa, eventually it will be demolished. Eventually it will be destroyed. One day, when the day of judgment come, when it's Yawm al-Qiyamah, or maybe for any earthquake or for any problem take place in this locality or in this district. The end of this house will be soon, whether it's 100 years, still considered very soon. So if this is what we do when we want to build a house, now the question is, which is more important, to build a house or to build righteous, pious, good Muslim family? I am now addressing my word to the man, or actually the one will be husband or will be groom. Do you know that your responsibility towards your children started before you get married? Every man, his responsibility towards the children started before he get married. How come? Choosing your wife must be according to the Sunnah. Because Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, the women will be asked for marriage for 4 reasons. تنكح المرأة لأربع: لجمالها ومالها وحسبها ودينها فاظفر بذات الدين تربت يداك. So this hadith tells us that it is your responsibility by choosing your wife to be a good mother. Because if you choose a very good wife, a very good Muslim wife, eventually she will be also very good mother in the future for your children. That's what I meant by saying your responsibility for your children or towards your children before you get married, by choosing them a very good, righteous mother. And I consider this the first brick of building the righteous family. Same thing for the father when he wants to look for a husband for his daughter. Also, there's another hadith. Rasulullah ﷺ, he said, "Man atakum man tardawna dinahu wa khuluquhu fazawwijuhu." If anybody approach you asking your daughter for marriage, you should marry him if you approve his religion and his character. And let's look and I want you to look and to listen to what Rasulullah ﷺ. He did not say, Rasulullah ﷺ, to approve only his religion or to approve his character. No, he said both. His character and his religion. Both. His attitude, how polite he is, how righteous he is, how good Muslim he is, how his manner also. You should approve his religion and his manner. Because you could find a person who is very religious, and he's a good Muslim, but he has a very bad attitude, he has very bad manner. Or the opposite, you could find, a person who has good manner, very good attitude, he's, very, very nice person, but he is not religious. So that's why the same thing as Rasulullah ﷺ advised us looking for a wife, that we should look for the one. As I said before the hadith, if Rasulullah ﷺ, he said, "Tunkah al-mar'a," a woman will be asked for marriage for 4 reasons, or for four specification, if this is the right word, for her beauty, or for her money, wealth, or for her race, for her tribe, or for her religion. But Rasulullah ﷺ said, get the one with the good religion. In the Arabic word, in Arabic, he said, taribat yadak, means may your hand get dusty. May your hand, your hands get dusty. Because Rasulullah ﷺ, he wanted us to care for the women who is very good Muslim. Not only she's beautiful, not only she is wealthy, not only she is from a good tribe or from a good race. If you could find a woman, combined all these 4, this is excellent, of course. And I don't mean that you should disregard beauty. No, because there is another hadith also. He said, Al-mar'at, he said, Ad-dunya mata'. Rasulullah said, Ad-dunya mata'. وخير متاعها المرأة الصالحة التي إذا أمرتها أطاعتك وإذا رأيتها أسرتك وإذا أمرتها أطاعتك في مالك وإذا غبت عنها حفظتك في مالك وولدك. Rasulullah said, whole life is pleasure. The whole life is a pleasure. But the best pleasure of this pleasure is a righteous woman. When you commanded her or when you order her, she will obey. She will not really disobey you. And when you look at her, she will please you. What does mean please you? That means she's beautiful. And when you are away, when you are absent, she will really take care of your house and your children. She will be honest on your children and her house. So this hadith also tells us that, it's no harm to find, it's a good thing to find a woman. She is religious, she is beautiful, she is wealthy also, and she is religious also, and she is from a good tribe. No harm. But let's not concentrate only on beauty, when this is what's really happening nowadays. Unfortunately, many young people, when he wants to look for a wife, he just cares for the beauty. And he doesn't care about her religion, and that's what caused many divorce cases. And unfortunately, recently, we used to hear now many times hearing a lot of divorce, took place between the spouses. Why? Because they did not really build their own house on a religion, No, they build it on just, beauty or wealthy. He wanted a wealthy wife, like, he cared for his wife to be doctor or teacher or, an employee in any one of the companies or in the government. Anyway, he cared for her money and her beauty. And this is actually what destroys many marriage cases. Same thing for the man. And unfortunately, some fathers also deny or neglect or disregard the religion of the groom or the religion of the husband. He only cares for the person who really have a lot of money, or he has prestige, or he has what we say in Arabic wasita, or he has good link with very important person in the government. The people like, they have some prestige, they have contact, they have authority. So he always asks, some of the fathers, I'm not saying all, but some fathers, when somebody approach him to ask his daughter hand, he doesn't care, he never asks him, do you pray? Do you go to the mosque? No, he said, what is your job? How much is your income? Whom you know in the government? This is what they look for. And then again, this is what causes divorce, because he did not pick up, his daughter husband for his religion. No, he picked him up just because of his prestige, or because of his wealth, or because of his contact, or because, as I say in Arabic, he has a good wasita, he has a link, he has contact with many people in the government or in private company. And this is not really what Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam has commanded us when it comes to get married. This is, my brothers and sisters, the first brick of building the house. The second brick for building a righteous family is also when you start giving mahar, giving adultery to the wife, because unfortunately there are some fathers who trying to take advantage of his own daughter when she get married, when she is about to get married, by asking too much money. He asks a dowry for her. He may ask 100,000 riyal, sometime 150, up to 100,000. Nowadays there are many young men, they barely found jobs. They couldn't find jobs. They have very limited income. How do you expect this poor guy to give you 100,000? Even 50,000 is too much for him as a dowry for your daughter. And this is again one of the things which really could demolish or could destroy this house after marriage, is the debts that husband will face after his marriage. Because many young men, they found themselves forced to go and borrow money to satisfy the greed of that father. Because the father of that girl is very greedy, and he doesn't accept 20,000, 30,000. No, he wants 50, 100,000. So what this poor guy do, or this limited income person, he found himself forced to go and borrow money from other people, and then he will pay his debts on the long after marriage. And this will have a very bad reflect, on him and on his wife. And this may also cause problems, because maybe he got angry because all his money is going to the donor, the one who gave him, or the guy who lended him money. And then also maybe the wife also said, I need money. Then he may go and say, look, because your father took too much money from me, now I am paying my debts, and don't expect from me to give you money every month. And this may cause problem, and this could be also one of the reasons which cause divorce. But if we do the opposite, You as a father, you should not really, put too much load on the husband or the groom shoulder from the beginning, from day one, by asking him. Because if you took 50,000 or 100,000, how could he furnish his house? How could this poor guy pay, the rent of his apartment? How can he furnish his house? How can he pay, the electricity, the food, the water, the telephone, and also to sometime maybe hospital, expenses, or, other expenses, electricity, and so on and so on. Or even maybe he's paying, some loan for his car, he bought his car as an installment, and then he need to pay the company, and this is also could cause problem between him and his wife. And you, the father, you the one who caused this by taking too much money from this poor guy. So it is so if you want your daughter to be really to build righteous house or righteous family with her husband, help this poor guy, help him by not by accepting a little money as a dowry, because the money which remain with him, it will reflect on your daughter. And for example, now if you took all his money and instead of he's buying 12 feet refrigerator, he will buy 24. If he going to buy a small TV, maybe 300, if you lifted the money, he buy her, even although the TV for me is not important for the house, but I'm giving you an example. Instead of buying a small bedroom with 1,000, 2,000 riyal, if you lift the money for him, if you only took little money from him, then he will be able to buy a very good room, a very good bedroom, a very good bedroom for your daughter. He will go buy, like a 5,000, 6,000, 7,000 bedroom. He will buy, a very good washing machine for your daughter. He will buy her maybe a dishwasher. He will maybe a very good stove. He maybe furnish her with good furniture instead of. But when he took all his money, he's been saving for almost 10 years. 50, 60,000. He said, give me all this as a dowry or mahar for my daughter. Well, what left with him? Nothing. He may go and also take another money. He will maybe borrow money to finish. Then he will be in a circle of debts. Say debts after this, debts, and he's just spent all his life, the rest of his life, paying his debts. And you, the one who caused this. So also, one of the things will help to build a righteous family is you as a father, helping the groom, helping the husband, not really to, load his shoulder with too much, request. Some mother also, the mother of the bride, she may ask this poor guy, you should give my daughter, at least, 1 kilo of gold. Or maybe I'm exaggerating, but anyway, she said, I wanted to buy her 500 grams of gold. And me too, 300 or 400 grams. And her sister, and on. And then they interfere and everything. So I don't know, they are marrying their daughter or they are selling their daughter? In my opinion, this is selling. They are selling their daughter with gold. They're selling their daughter with too much money for the dowry. So we have to cooperate. We have to cooperate with the husband, with the groom, because he is going to protect our daughter. He is actually helping us, to get our daughter get married. He is actually the cause of the marriage of your daughter. He is going to protect her. He is going to put her in his house. You should thank him. You should really appreciate for him. As a matter of fact, you should help him. If you are a rich man, you the father, you should help him also. You don't just ask from him you should help him because he is going to take care of your daughter. And believe me, if you burden him and if you load him with too many requests or too many things, you ask many things, he may hate you. He will never forgive you because you caused him to live in a miserable life after his marriage. This is the second brick. The third brick also when you are doing, when you're getting married, the party. Unfortunately, my brothers and sisters, especially in our country, among Arabs, especially in the Gulf, they spend too much money when they are, preparing for the party, for the wedding party. They go and, they go and rent very, very, very expensive wedding hall. Nowadays, as you all know, especially in the Gulf, I would say 80% of the population, they go and do their marriage and invite the people for wedding. There are special, wedding halls. It's spreading out all the country now. In many countries, in Saudi Arabia, in the Gulf, and this wedding hall, very expensive. They will for one night. As a matter of fact, if you look at it, it is not one night. It is hours. It starts after Isha, when the people, the guests are coming, whether men or women. It starts after Isha until maybe 12 o'clock. So actually, let's say, from 9 o'clock until 12, 1 o'clock, 4 hours, and he pay the father sometime, or even the husband, he will rent this wedding hall minimum of 50,000, sometime 100,000. Especially this is in a wedding hall. But if he's going to make his, his daughter marriage, or the husband, he wants to make his wife marriage in a very, like a 5-star hotel, maybe it reach maybe 200,000, more than that. Poor guy, really. And this is not really from Islamic point of view. This is absolutely exaggerating. This is really wasting money, wasting food, because only 5-6 hours maximum from after Isha until, let's say, 3 o'clock in the morning. How many months? 6-7 hours. So we pay 100,000 riyal, for only 7 hours. Sometimes 200,000 riyal. So to be reasonable, I think it's better for to make a small party. You invite, the close relative, the aunt, the uncle, the husband uncles, the husband aunts, the husband sisters and brothers, and the same thing for the wife, her father or her mother. They invite also the aunts, the brothers, the sister, the grandfather, the grandmother, the close relative, maybe some of some of the wife close friends, very close friends. No need for all of them. Anyway, the party should not, in my opinion, to build righteous family. We should avoid wasting money, even my brother and sister, even the food in this some wedding party, they don't eat all of it. Many food, many leftover will be after the party. And worthy, only few people. Believe me, I would say maybe 10% or maximum 20% who really take this leftover or the remaining food and they distribute it to the poor or to the needy. And 80% they leave it. They just after the party they leave it for the laborers, and some of them took and throw it in the garbage. So they are wasting money, wasting food. And this is also could cause, demolishing, destroying the house or the building of righteous family. So this is the third brick. To be careful when you are preparing or you want to make a wedding party. You should be reasonable in the expenses, to be reasonable, even inviting the people. Don't invite 1,000 men and 1,000 women. Why? Whatever you do, you will not please all. You will not please all at all. As they said, it is impossible. It is impossible to please all the people. If you make too much, they will criticize you. If you make a little, they will criticize. So be reasonable, be middle, because we are also, we are in the middle nation. We are the middle nation. نحن أمة وسط. Rasulullah sallam, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, Ummatun wasata. He describes to be middle nation in everything. We should be medium. We should be middle, we should not be, exaggerating or, complete becoming miser, making too much little. You should be reasonable in your expenses, reasonable in your marriage, reasonable, in all your act. This is actually the Muslim attitude. This is, the third brick of building the righteous family. The fourth brick of building the righteous family is after marriage. When you, the husband or the groom, the party is over, okay, you should, when you take your wife to your apartment or to the hotel, the first night, and now I'm talking about the first night, very important brick. This fifth brick or the fourth brick of building the righteous family is very important, is the night of marriage. Some husband, they don't know really how to treat his wife. He is not aware of what he's supposed to do in the first night. He is not aware how to treat his wife. He is not aware of the sunnah, in getting to bed with his wife. So this is very important. I want you, especially our viewers who are, inshallah, getting married soon, whether sisters or brothers, I want you to listen to this very carefully. Because from the sunnah of Rasulullah sallam, that when you took your wife to your room or to your hotel or to your apartment, anyway, when you are alone now, in the bedroom, whether it's in a hotel or anywhere, when you are alone now, you are in the bedroom, you should really practice and implement the sunnah. Which the sunnah is actually, if you are not on wudu, you should go and make wudu, you and her, both of you, and then take the sujjada, take the carpet, face qibla, and then you lead her for 2 rak'ah. You should stand in front and she is next to you, and then you make 2 rak'ah for Allah, for the sake of Allah. This is a sunnah. I am not saying this is an obligation. I'm not saying this is, must, but this is a sunnah. If you do it, inshallah, will bless your marriage from the first night. And also, she also follow you. After you finish salah, and then you make dua for Allah, that may Allah make your marriage successful. And then also you put your hand. There is also from the sunnah, and this is what Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam taught us to do, that you should put your